it's Ty Matthews, and welcome back to another Skyrim Creation Kit tutorial. So far, I have showed you how to make an NPC, give them dialogue, etc. However, I have not shown you how to give that NPC a proper home. So that's what we're going to do today. So, the first thing we're going to do is go to the Cell View window here. Right-click on anything, click Edit, and it brings you this long list here. Just right-click anywhere, and then click New, and give this new cell an ID. This isn't what you see in-game, of course. This is what you see in the Skyrim Creation Kit. So, I'm going to name this Khajiit Home. TUT for tutorial. So click OK, and then it will bring you to that new cell that you made, and you can edit lighting, common data, etc. So let's go into a little bit of detail here. Location, this is a list of the locations that have been given to you in the game, to see if we can talk about that sometime later in this tutorial series. Default acoustic space is, I guess, what it sounds like when a character's voice or a sound effect echoes. Music type, this is obviously what music is going to play in this current interior cell. So I'm going to scroll down here and find something good for a house. I say town test. So next has water, obviously not, but if your cell has water, like if it's a dungeon or a cave, then you can edit how tall the water is, etc. All that stuff. But this is just a simple house, so we're gonna not check has water. The image space is what configures the base display effects for a cell or world space. I would just leave that at default. No LOD water, obviously not. Can't travel from here, obviously. That means you can't fast travel from this location. So the next thing that's actually important is the lighting template, and I'm going to do farm lighting template because it affects how the light looks in that cell. And this is just a normal farm-like house. It's just a peasant's house. That Khajiit that we made is gonna live in this house. So it's already set up for us. Now interior data, the name, what you're gonna see when you walk into the house in game. So I'm gonna call this Drozier's Home. Owner NPC, obviously Tutorial Khajiit. So he owns everything in this cell. If you try and take something, you're stealing it, and that will be put against you. Off limits, that means either you can't go in, or that is, you shouldn't be in there. Public area, no, it's a private home. Can't wait. So you can't wait in the cell. Click OK and you're good to go, and then go down and search for that cell that you just made, that new cell. Type it in, double click it, left click of course, drag that out a bit so you can see what I'm doing here. And now for the actual construction of the house. Now because this is just a simple home, it's going to be quite easy and simple. Obviously, because it's a simple home. Derp. So, click static and you get all of this stuff. Some of the things in this list are things for architecture and things like that. So static, architecture, farmhouse, and we're going to do interior. And there is a subcategory that tells you it's just for basements. but this is for all of them. So I filter my homes with farm int 2, farm interior 2, and you can see here what is available for that house type. So first I am going to put in my left house wall, and that is at the very 0 point in this interior cell. Makes things easier. Oh, and an important thing to do is right click, render window properties, go to movement, and click snap to grid and snap to angle. Set snap to grid to about, I'd say 64, and snap to angle 45. Click apply, and then close. What snap to grid does is it restricts the movement of your objects to very limited area, and that means it can't go all over the place, but it moves in certain grid segments. Snap to angle, obviously it turns it to the degree of that certain angle. So now that I've covered that, I'm going to add a center piece here, and that's just farm int wall 01. So drag that in, and as you can see, it's not going to match up with that, but that's easy to fix. As I taught you in the first tutorial, hold down Z, move your mouse down until it's level with that other room. Move it forward and left. And obviously you're going to want it to be at this degree, because if you turn it like that, you'll get that awful hole there, and you don't want that. I'm going to make this house a bit larger than usual, so I'm also going to implement a doorway here. Oh, there we go. And once I've done that, I also have a hearth there that I can put a fire inside to make things more immersive. Now for the end of the house, I want an end that goes on the right, not the one that I already put in. That's that one with the ladder. So add farm int 2 and 02. Lower that. Move it one more time. And that is the basic skeleton of your NPC's house. See, it's pretty easy. Now the hard part is cluttering. So let's do this. First off, you see that there is a mock door here. This isn't an actual door that you pull open to leave the house in the Skyrim game. So you're going to want to add that door. I'm going to close up static and open door. Search for farm door. Farm L door 01. That means farm load door 01. Drag that in, and you've already got a door there, and put it in just the right spot. Raise it up a bit and then click F to bring it down to the ground, as I told you in the first tutorial how to do that. You already have your door there. We will cover how to make it open up and lead you back into the Worldspace in Skyrim later in this tutorial. So now that you've added your door, we don't exactly need snap to grid as a function anymore. So go back into that menu and uncheck snap to grid, apply, close. We do need snap to angle for a couple more things. Back to the door, you see it's a little bit too far from the actual point here. So zoom in and see that range there, and if you bring it back on the y-axis using C, you can match it up just right. And now your door itself is complete. And let's get started on actual cluttering. Obviously, the first thing this NPC will need is a bed. So, furniture, filter with bed. That's fine. Errors, they're always going to be there. Look for a proper bed that's not too royal, but not too for homeless NPCs. This looks good. It's a peasant bed enough. It will work. Now you can have it accept NPCs on either side, or if you want it up against the wall, you're going to have to choose the proper wall. So common bed 01L means they will come in from the right because it's on the left wall, hence the L in the name. And vice versa for common bed 01R. I'm going to put it on the left, so let's choose common bed 01L. Since we have snapped an angle, we can do that. Bring it up just in this corner here. Make sure it's level with the ground. And there you go. You already have your bed. There's nothing more to that bed. Now, as you can see, there's some hay here used in the bed. So we're going to make things a little more realistic. Click static and type in hay to filter out everything involving hay. And find the scattered kind, because if you just have a mound, that won't look very realistic. I'm going to choose this one. Looks good. A nice amount. Bring that up level with the floor. And put it under your bed. Since this has an opening area here, I'll put that opening area inside that spot where the bedpost can be seen. Bring it just on the floor. You don't want floating hay. That would look weird. Duplicate it and put some over here too. Rotate it a bit to look more realistic. And I think that looks good. So our bed area is complete. Save one thing. You're going to want an end table, which contains miscellaneous items that you don't really need in game. So click the container type, and this is the one that you want, because of course you don't want it to look too royal, because this is a peasant home. So drag that in, bring it over by the bed, level it with the floor. Let's add a couple things on top of it to make it more realistic. Let's do a horned candle. Click horn table 01, drag that on top, and that will give you a bit of light there. And if that's not enough for you, I can show you how to add some more light to this area. Simply click light to filter it out. Do farm, there it is. Farm interior light 01. And drag that one in, and as you can see right off the bat, you have a lot more light in your view. Put it just around that so it looks like it's actually coming from that candle. I believe I showed you how to scale objects, but in case I did not, hold down S and move left for bigger or right for smaller. Obviously, we don't want our end table to be really tiny, so Control Z, but we do want this to be a smaller amount of light. when you have light, it just increases or raises the amount of light. So I think this is a more realistic amount. Leave that there. Click M to turn off those markers. And then let's add just a simple roll of paper to the cell. Paper roll right there. That's what we want. Turn it. And there we go. And an inkwell could also do nicely. Now, where is this NPC gonna store his clothes, huh? Add a common wardrobe to the room so he can put his stuff in it. Not actually, but that's where some stuff can be found. So that it looks like this NPC has a life. And after that, let's add a little more stuff down here. Let's say a pot next to the wardrobe. I kind of like this one, so we're going to drag that one in and place it right next to the wardrobe. And then next to that, a broom and bucket. Add that broom, and the broom will go inside the bucket. I choose this more common one that you see in the game. And there you go, there's your bucket and broom. Move that a little out of the way. And then you see there's this empty space of wood here. So what are you going to do with that? Obviously put a rug down. A more peasant-like rug would do. So we'll do rug 05. It is a more rich rug in terms of a peasant home. Scale that up a little bit. And this is the time we don't want to have to angle there, and we want things to look more natural. So turn that a bit, and it's more at a different angle that you couldn't get before. And now it's on the floor. So this is our room so far. What else can we put here? How about a shelf where this empty spot is? And we'll put some things on that shelf. I want 2 shelves. So add this to the room. Then let's put a couple of random books onto the shelf. Now to do a random book, you're going to have to click dummy book and drag that in, and it shows you a marker. Click in to see that marker. And if you just leave it like this, you'll go in game and not see a book there. I know, it's strange, but you can fix that by clicking it, clicking leveled item, and choose which of these 4 categories of books you want to do. I'm going to click 2, more common one, and there it is. I'm going to rotate it so that it can fit snugly against the edge of the shelf. Floor it and add a few more. Add some more variety here. Now we're going to put something of a makeshift book holder here. And since, obviously, as I've been saying, This is a peasant house, so let's add a chunk of iron ore. Actually, that's ore iron in the creation kit. Drag it onto your shelf, and bam, that should hold the books a little more close to this wall rather than them just fall all over the place. After that, add a couple more things to the shelf, and I'm just going to speed things up because now you know how to drag things in to the Skyrim creation kit and how to position them just how you like. As you can see now, I have finished cluttering the room. I now have a table and a crate full of meat and apples, some food barrels over here in the other corner, some unopenable crates just for immersion, another rug down here, a little bit smaller, and some more hay up here to show the fact that there is a thatched roof up here and hay can fall down and get in the way. And I added a wood chopping block here, some barrels over there, and some hanging pelts and a hanging basket over here. It just truly helps with immersion in the game. If you have absolutely no clutter in a cell, it's just gonna look strange. I added some food here, and you can add dummy food, just so you know. It's actually called dummy potion, and you set it to food as the leveled item. Added some more candle lights, and now all I need to show you is linking up this house to the Skyrim world. Now, to do this, you're going to need to add your house to the exterior world first. So, go to your cell view window, and in Worldspace, and the Worldspace menu, click Tamriel. Now, choose where you're going to put your house. I'm going to put mine near Whiterun. Go into the object window, and you don't have to choose all those walls that I told you about again, because if you used those, you wouldn't see the house. It would just be this invisible block of nothingness. So search farmhouse, and you should find some things that you can preview that should look something like the house that you created. I'm going to use this one because mine is 4 links long, and that looks about right. I'll drag that in right here. Now, when you place your house here, there's still nav meshing all over this area, and that won't be good because that means some NPCs may be able to glitch through this wall here, or perhaps not in some instances, but you definitely don't want that, and I'll show you how to fix that in another tutorial. But no one exactly comes through this area so much. They're always just focused on their farm. So, do you recall that door that I told you to add to the interior home? You're going to add that exact type of door to the exterior. Farmhouse L door 01. Line it up. And there it is, your very own door into the house. However, if you interact with this door, it will do absolutely nothing. To link it up, double click that, click teleport, and click select reference in render window. Oh, not yet. First, you need to go back to interior cells, find that new cell that you made, open that up, and this window is still linked to the exterior door, so Now you can select the reference that it will teleport you to. Click OK, and you have this lovely new marker here. It's currently placed so that you would be inside the door facing the wrong way. So to adjust that, obviously rotate it, move it this way so you don't get stuck in the door when you first walk in. Go back to the other exterior world space so you can fix that marker as well, because there are two of them. Adjust your marker, and you're good to go on that point. But you can step up here, but that's kind of not too realistic, so we're going to add a one-step walkway. If we can find the exact static object, there it is. Walkway end 01. That way you step 2 paces up the stairs. Now you see this grass there, and that won't do, so go ahead, click on your landscape editor and control right click to select this type of terrain, and it isn't set to no grass, so find this exact one that you're on and do that exact one, but click no grass so that you can replace it with something that doesn't include the grass, and fix that up. There's now no grass coming through our walkway. Easy as that. Drag that marker down so you're not on the stairs and you may see through here when you come out of the house. And that's it. That's all you really have to know. You can add roads leading from here to the farmer, over to here, but I'm not going to do that right now for obvious reasons. You already know how to do that yourself, so I hope you will use that to your own advantage. One more thing to make things more realistic, this is called a dragon marker. Dragon Perch Tower. We're going to duplicate that and bring it over here so that if there is a dragon coming through this area, it can perch itself on to our new peasant's home. Lots of destruction. And that's that. So that is our realistic home, and if you go in game, you will be able to transport from here to that interior cell. Now it's just to place our NPC in their home. So go to interiors, search for that peasant, drag that peasant into the area, and there is our NPC that we made in full glory. Raise him up, set him down using the F key, and right now he doesn't have any packages, so he will just walk around the house and interact with the chair or the cooking pot here or the table there, these chairs, his bed. Although, since this cell isn't nav mesh, he may glitch up and just not move at all, which is likely the case. Or he just won't go up the stairs onto the second floor. But that's alright. So, now our house is done, except I did forget that I used this style. The problem with this is you've got an extra door space over here. So if you did this as well, I would actually change the exterior farmhouse. I didn't realize that I made that mistake, but there is an easy fix. It just won't look as realistic. I like realistic, but I don't have time to fix it up, and this isn't an official mod. So I'm going to add a divider, a wooden divider, to make it look like that's just a wall. Put that down there, and bam, just a normal blocked off door. So that's our house. I hope you learned something from this tutorial. In the next one, I will show you how to construct a dungeon / cave. It's similar but slightly different. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you next time. Or that is, I won't see you, but I'll know you're there. See ya. Ish.